President Trump today shocking a lot of people in the left-wing news media when he said he would absolutely meet with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un under the right circumstances. His comments come as North Korea steps up its threats, the White House adding that conditions for a meeting are not right now.
We've got to see their provocative behavior ratchet down immediately. There's a lot of conditions that I think would have to happen with respect to its behavior, and to show signs of good faith. Clearly, the conditions are not there right now.
Joining me now to talk about the president's comments about Kim Jong-un, the upcoming congressional vote to impose new sanctions against North Korea, and some of the work that's being done over in the Ways and Means Committee, and how things are going with the president's agenda in the House of Representatives is Congressman Lee Zeldin. He's a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Congressman, great to have you with us. Let's start with Kim Jong-un. Your reaction to the president saying straight out, under the right circumstances, he would be willing to meet with the North Korean leader.
And I think that is so important that we understand he said under the right circumstances. The conditions have to be right. The president, as we've seen over the course of the last few months, where maybe he was getting criticized when he started his presidency because he maybe didn't have as developed a plan, a strategy to win on North Korea as we'd want him to. His predecessor certainly didn't. Is now we're seeing a president with a strategy that's thinking 8, 15 moves ahead. So setting the right conditions means that we operate under the DIME principle, diplomacy, information, military, economics. All options are on the table. Multilateral engagement with other countries, trying to get China to evolve their efforts towards North Korea, placing economic pressure on the North Koreans. I mean, he's firing right now on all cylinders, and I give him a lot of credit. He's thinking many steps ahead, and I think that he's developing a strategy that will work.
And tomorrow, Congress is expected to vote on new sanctions against North Korea. What are your expectations? What should we expect?
Well, any top option of how to deal with North Korea, any ideal option of dealing with North Korea includes the Chinese. But we need to lead as well. We need to show that the United States will not provide North Korea any access whatsoever to our financial system. That anyone, any company, any individual, any country that wants to provide support, whether it is the import of coal or iron ore, or providing the resources necessary to develop intercontinental ballistic missiles or nuclear capability, that we will lead. And then we need other countries to get involved and also place economic pressure.
But what you're really describing, Congressman, is the president's initiatives, his leadership, and it being validated by the Congress, which is fine. I get the feeling that the Congress is not quite yet comfortable with a leader, with the president's animation, with his intellect and his command of the government. It's almost as if there's still some sort of holdover from the passivity, the leading from behind strategic patience of Obama, when what we have is a president that's commanding the government and our military and our foreign policy.
Well, the biggest issue is that you have a lot of Democrats. Maxine Waters comes to mind. You have a lot of Democrats who... I mean,
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, they've basically pledged to oppose, resist, persist, obstruct entirely. They do not want to work at all with the president because their base is telling them you can't normalize the Trump presidency.
Why would anybody worry about the Democratic base? I'm being very sincere in this.
Oh, I'm just answering the question as far as, you know, where I am seeing the most amount of resistance around our country are people who...
No, I'm talking about within the conference itself. It's a strange thing. It's within the Republican Party. And what I'm saying is, it seems to me greater momentum could be built for the president if the conference and the House in particular, and the Senate, though, were to be energetically following the president, who is the leader of the party, leader of the government, and head of state. I mean, he is all of that, and he is doing, by your own statement, a bang-up job. So why not everybody kind of think about where we're headed here?
Well, I think on foreign policy, as it relates to North Korea, or using the Moab in Afghanistan,
right,
or successfully separating the need to fund the greatest military in the world without also having to spend just as much on discretionary spending, are his attack a limited, targeted attack of infrastructure, not people, in Syria. There is very strong support for the president's foreign policy, and I believe that the confidence and the optimism within
you see that
Congress. I do. I mean, listen, Maxine Waters, who I mentioned, I mean,
Maxine Waters has never been quoted so much on this broadcast on foreign policy.
But I mean, she was. Well, she's also the ones who are, talking about Russia attacking Korea. Yeah. But she was trying to get the president impeached as the president's hand was on the Bible.
But she is basically generating, as is the entire Democratic, if you will, the Dems in the House and otherwise, led by Senator Schumer. They're just creating noise. They don't amount to much in the way of true, a true platform or even direction alternative for the country.
Yeah, they have nothing left. All they have left, I mean, you come from a very blue district because everyone who is representing the Republican districts have lost, just about everybody. And when you go back home, there's a parade waiting for you if you come to Washington, D.C., and you oppose and obstruct this president's agenda, and then you go back to your district in San Francisco, they're treating you like you're some kind of a hero, but you're elected to go to the United States Congress to represent the greatest country in the world.
We got to wrap it up there, but if I may offer you a salve for your discomfort with the Democratic Party right now, is perhaps you're giving them much too much attention. It's just
they need to be called out.
You got it. Go get them.